Thanks for joining us. We're here with Doug Walker. He is the 2020 through 2021 GSA president. Doug, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Very interesting year to have your presidency with the GSA. Tell me, what was that like?
It was mostly virtual experience. No, it was interesting. So right before I became president, I became department chair of our department. I was this interim, and so the first thing I did as department chair was make all the COVID plans for our department. You know, a couple hundred employees, trying to figure out who was necessary, who had to come in, what labs had to be maintained. Fortunately for GSA, we have an incredible staff and executive director. They jumped on all that, but then immediately we were trying to figure out, what are we going to do with meetings like where we're at right now? What are we going to do to preserve the science, preserve the society moving on with meetings and our activities? And there wasn't really any answers right away. So it was challenging with that regard. The other thing that was really challenging is we got very much into diversity, equity, inclusion, justice issues. That all kind of came to the forefront societally last spring. And GSA, I'm really proud to say, jumped on doing the right thing with that and moving forward and making I think a lot of good progress, refocusing some of our efforts. We have been involved with diversity, equity, inclusion for a long time, but when I was president, we have a yearly retreat, and our subject was diversity, equity, inclusion, bringing in some of the leaders of the field, having a professional facilitator come in to help us focus our discussions. It really was a pretty amazing experience, and then out of that, we developed committees, ad hoc committees that were basically focused on describing what the society should be doing, how our nominations, how our fellowship processes go on, re-looking at some of our plans and how things are managed internally. And rather than set up groups that were meeting for the next couple of years, all of those groups had very short fuses. One was about 3 months and 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, and 9 months. And all of those reports have come in. We're right in the process now of having staff and the director figure out how we can implement some changes to make things fairer. So I think we've taken that. I'm happy to say we've really taken that to heart and are moving forward with it. And I think too, on the virtual meeting side, hybrid meeting, blended meeting like this, we're going to be doing this more and more. So trying to develop those skills and that culture within the membership, I think, is important. The society is already moving in that direction, trying to lower carbon footprint, trying to accommodate the fact that for most things, you don't need to meet in person. There is always that little added benefit, but the added benefit of just doing it remotely, sort of for society and everybody, is probably outweighs that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Really appreciate your time, Doug.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thanks for doing everything you're doing at GSA meeting.